Welcome to Post Game on the Pitch. I'm Vita Myra area, Brandon Brown. What's going on, my brother?
A lot. Seattle Sounders get the big 4-1 win over the Cascadian rivals, Vancouver Whitecaps. So a lot to break down.
How did they do it?
They did it with early goals, and they got to an early 2-0 lead. They gave up a late goal in the first half to Vancouver to pull it 2-1, but two second-half goals sealed the deal and allowed them to be on top of the Cascadia standings over Portland and the Whitecaps.
Let's go with this whole formula that Smetzer now has. 2 games in a row where he told us that the formula is they're going to press high, and he said that's always been what they've been trying to do. They're just now being successful. So we saw that last week, and today again, like you said, they press high and they scored 2 early goals.
Yeah, allows them to play ahead, and I believe now 13-0-4 when they scored the first goal. Helps even more when you scored in the first half. They fell flat for a little bit, I think, after they scored that second goal, and they allowed Vancouver to get a little bit more into the match. And I think Vancouver, despite the score line, was in this match a little bit more, but the second half goals really capped it off. But you got to be consistent throughout, because I think a team that was a little more clinical and better would have even that game up, or would have not allowed those second half goals.
What does it say about the Sounders? You're up 2-0. You score what in the 14th minute, and then let's say from the 16th minute to maybe 20, you're not playing so well. Right before halftime, they score, and then Spencer talked about this about Will's Bruin message to the team.
Yeah, he said that Will, which is something you'd say quite a bit, is there's more goals to be had for us. And he came out, and he's the one who scored the goal. And I guess I wasn't at training, but it sounds like he picked up possibly a little nick. And,
yes,
there was a question whether he was going to play or not. He ends up playing. He ends up scoring a big goal, and he was so due. He's been playing so well for this club, but the one thing that he hasn't had is the goal. So it's great to see him. It was a Galazo right behind us, an angle that, not many could fit it in. He scored the goal, got them back ahead by 2 at that point before Leo Chu came on and capped it off with the 4th.
And to your point, the Galasso was there with the intricate passing.
Yep.
So they're really showing that they're inside the box, that they can do the ticky-tacky, that if you will, and yet they're getting the long passes like we were seeing Christian Rodin, who didn't play today. Yep. And by the way, you're missing 5 players, and you still
it's still missing 5 players, and you're interchanging players. And that question was asked to Will as well about how it just seems like whoever you throw out there, they're scoring goals. And he just said they're having fun and they're playing really well together, and they're just hungry at this point. This is a club that's proud. It's 13 years now in a row that they've clinched a playoff spot, and these players are buying into it 100%. Benazet, Leo Chu coming over, both playing extremely well. Kellen Rowe, Madronda. All these players that are coming in and fitting in so well with the Sounders. It just shows the culture of the club immediately. It blankets you as soon as you step into the Rave Green uniform.
Yeah, I wonder who asked that question.
Someone pretty smart.
But it was really interesting because Will said that. I asked a similar question to Brian in terms of, trying to, what is it about this team? Because Brian Spencer said that they've now found their identity. So the question was, wait a minute, coach. 2 assistant coaches are gone, and then now you find your identity. He's like, it's all about the players and whatnot. I think it's coach speak. I think it's a little bit of both, don't you think?
A little bit of both.
The 3 in the back and then the speed you have.
Yeah, like you said, some clubs sit with a formation, whatever the formation is. The Sounders are about the club, and they will stay fluid with how they roll out. And that's what coach is kind of saying. He said he gives them the tools, but they need to do the work, the players, that is. He also referenced, the 13 years in a row, that it's the relationship between the fans and the players, and not necessarily the coach, not the owner, not the management, GM, all that. It's about the players and the fans' connection. And, he does do tactics, yes, this and that. I see both points, like you said, coach speak, a lot of credit. I don't think you can plug any coach in and them be successful in Seattle.
Right.
I think Ziggy Schmidt was perfect, as he said, to start the club off in the MLS era, and Brian sandwiched him in between those two that, after taking over in the MLS era and being prior to the expansion in 2009, I think he has been the perfect one to shepherd them forward to the first 2 MLS Cups and hopefully the future one.
The evolution that has happened now, and you're seeing this everywhere, is playing 3 in the back. That was the tactical shift that Brian Smetzer saw and needed to do. The players come in, but the strategy that's there is the triangles in terms of the 3, and then you have 4 in the middle, and you're shooting them down the passing lanes, and then when you're pushing them down, you're making sure that they come across. So that way it's tough for defenders. Well, are we gonna defend the long pass, Nuhu and those guys coming down there, or no? Do we clog the middle? Well, we can't clog the middle. The Christian Roldan are coming in there. So it's a little bit of both, but I think it's a very good evolution of a little bit of Barcelona put in there with a little bit of Tottenham, would you say, and then put some Man City in.
Yep, I think, and that's, as you said, that is coach and not just players. That's the coach instilling, the coaching staff instilling that on the team. It's not just the talent on the field. It's Coach Smetzer and the rest of the coaching staff now putting them in the position to be successful.
And whatever Smetzer, his potion is working and continues to work. And so now they sit atop of the Western Conference, and we keep asking him, and Smetzer always says, our goal is to finish at
the top. And he said, bare minimum for this club, the bottom, the cellar for this club is to make the playoffs. He achieved that now, and he immediately said the next goal is to win the table or win the West. I think Supporter Shield's a little bit out of reach at this point in the season. I think New England's going to wrap that up, but you can win the West and make sure at least up to MLS Cup that the road comes through here, and that is the goal now. He said they have a week off before the next game. He said they get 2 days off because the professionals, it's time to get back to work because they have a lot more to secure before the end of the season.
Where the playoffs work out is that that's how the Sounders won the MLS Cup and hosted here.
Yep.
The team with the best playoffs then hosts MLS Cup. Right now, New England has the best, most points and the best record in MLS, and it looks like the Sounders can't catch them, to your point.
Yeah, it's not mathematically impossible yet, but New England, I don't see them collapsing over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely, just adding kind of, delivering what you're saying. So then the Sounders are saying, we're going to go with the Western Conference, and we can do that, and then maybe, New England, whatever. But it is true in terms of their focus is about us, and let's win the West, and then let's see what happens. So there you go. The Sounders beat the rival Vancouver Whitecaps 4-1, and also, passing note, Spencer talked about they want to win the Cascadia Cup, which is Georgia's the trophy, and so it stays here is what they want it to stay. So
2 more games in that.
And there you go. Brandon Brown of
Eli Sports.
And,
came from a broadcast earlier.
Yeah, hey, I'm a Seattle U alumni, so let's go Seattle U. So,
Red Hawks.
But I'm also CascadiaSports.net. It was the Chieftains when I went there.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Chieftains, or was the Samurais? It was the Chieftains. There you go. There you go. But we're dating ourselves. Here we go. But hey, go Seattle U, go Eli Sports, go CascadiaSports.net, and most importantly, go Sounders. And thank you all for listening for CascadiaSports.net. Post game on the pitch.